Yes, the syndicate.
Hello, 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 hello. Regize wali. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello.
They have the speakers that are in the table. We're picking from those ones.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yes,
Hello.
this one is here. Should be here. Saying hello, hello. Wait. You're gonna give up
Sound, 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 sound.
someone will come through. I'm finding now. Tell me when you start.
You see now, responding to sending of bucket, sending out bucket from here to the summer takes long. You can set it again. Yes.
And but then, I can't believe they were not getting served when I here. The problem is the whole room is quiet.
Sound, sound, sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound. Sound, sound, sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, hello sound, hello sound, sound, sound.
Amani Mugisha. Yes, we are who to come digitize. Ukujako, talk to those guys, about technical. Digitize in this channel ya sound miyoka because and abamenye demo pin. But that should not pin a second channel. But the first channel is okay. Yes.
Channel you have the second channel you channel 2.
Make what being them digitize and then from the digitize the full bibera one. Yes. Yes. All volumes at max.
Sound, 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 sound.
No, it's not. Just read something.
Sound, 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 sound.
He's only here shouting.
Sound, 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 sound,
Yes,
sound.
yes. In fact, I'm hearing the sound from the VTR. You know it has a small speaker. Even to my laptop. No, even to my laptop.
There is sound.
Yes.
Sound, 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 hello sound, hello sound, hello sound, hello sound, hello sound, 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 sound. Please, can you hear me? Please, 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 sound, 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 sound. Sound, sound. Hello sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound.
Because actually that sound you're hearing, him, no, it's coming from the VTR.
Sound, 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 please, sound.
What time are you going to play the cameraman?
You should be knowing better.
Mugisha, you said you're sending us a cameraman. Maybe can stopping it. How is it? I restart Flash Media. Let me restart Flash Media. Hello?
Sound, 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 sound. sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sound, 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 sound. Hello, sound, hello, sound, hello, sound, hello, sound, hello, sound.
afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. We are starting on time with the press briefing for the month of March. As you know, the Governor will be issuing the monetary policy statement for the month of March. So it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this press conference, and allow me to also welcome those who are watching us live on one of our leading websites in the country. On this occasion, the Governor will receive the announcement of the monetary policy statement with another announcement on regional payment systems. Governor, you most welcome.
I am pleased to announce that from today, the regional payment and settlement systems, REPS, has gone alive. On March 28th, denominated in US dollars and the euro, is expected to promote COMESA intra-regional wide trade by allowing faster, cheaper, and secure transfer of funds by both importers and exporters. REPS complements other payment solutions existing in the region and will help to integrate payment platforms to achieve the COMESA vision of economic integration. Issued today, March the 4th.
Thank you, Governor. Questions on the COMESA REPS announcement will be taken at the time we are taking the general questions after the issuance of the monetary policy statement.
And now, I will issue the monetary policy statement for March 2014. Inflation abated in February 2014 with annual headline and core inflation declining to 6.7% and 3% from 6.9% and 4%. Projections of annual core inflation and real GDP growth, the Bank of Uganda believes that a neutral monetary policy stance is warranted in March 2014. Therefore, the Bank of Uganda will maintain the central bank rate, CBR, at 11.5% in March 2014. The band on CBR will be maintained at plus or minus 2 percentage points, and the margin on the rediscount rate at 3 percentage points on CBR. Consequently, the rediscount rate and the bank rate for March 2014 will be 14% and 15.5% respectively. This is the policy statement for March 2014. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Let's have your questions, and preferably start with questions rising from the monetary policy statement. Over to you. Yes.
Hi, Governor, my name is Catherine Yarhan. I work for the BBC. some more information about the interventions the bank made in the foreign exchange market last week. We understand that there were 3 interventions. Could you just give us a reason why there were interventions in the market, and if there are going to be any more in the foreseeable future?
Bank of Uganda is always prepared whenever it's necessary to stabilize the market. Ordinarily, as you know, we do not interfere with selling of foreign exchange. Foreign exchange is sold freely on the market by the foreign exchange bureaus and by banks. However, whenever there is too rapid decline in foreign exchange rate, or for that matter, too rapid a rise in foreign exchange, we would have to intervene to try and stabilize the market. And that's what we did in the last week.
Yes, Paul. Yes, Bloomberg, please go ahead.
Friend Ojambo from Bloomberg. To what magnitude did the bank intervene in the market last week?
Well, I'm afraid that's not your business.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. My name is Henry. I work for the Sunrise newspaper. Mr. Governor, having pointed out that slow credit growth is a risk to overall growth of the economy, don't you think that you are encouraging commercial banks not to relax their stance on credit issuance to the private sector by maintaining this neutral position?
No, I don't think so.
Governor, you are still on your predicting GDP 6%, and we are seeing intention by donors to cut the money, to cut the aid, which is part of budget support also, but also part of what feeds into what is supposed to spur economic growth. So are you still optimistic that we will get those numbers when these guys cut the aid?
Cutting aid. However, an interesting point that should be noted is that even those who have said they want to cut aid to the government, they have said that the aid will be transferred to the private sector in Uganda. So please, it does not affect Uganda. Uganda will still receive the same aid according to them. If that is changed, then I'll answer the question differently. But not until that's changed.
More questions? Yes, Catherine.
I'm sorry, Governor, just looking ahead, if we experience what do you foresee another intervention by the bank, considering the events of the past week, another intervention, do you believe that there might be another intervention by the bank? Has the sentiment changed in the market?
As I said, the bank is always prepared to intervene when it feels that the markets is being destabilized. However, we will only intervene when we think that's necessary. And the bank has adequate foreign reserves to intervene in our markets whenever necessary. I should remind you that we have reserves of approximately $3 trillion. Sorry, $3 billion. billion dollars. And this we think is more than adequate. Much more than adequate for the purpose.
More questions on the... Yes, Fred.
Fred Ojambo from Bloomberg again. To what extent did last week's movement in the exchange market affect your purchases, dollar purchases from the market aimed at building your reserves?
We did not purchase dollars at all, obviously, during those periods. We cannot both purchase and sell. Does it make sense? We went in to sell, not to sell and purchase.
To what extent is it affecting your move to build up your reserves?
I don't know what I can say, because I didn't have any prearranged rate of purchase of dollars. Sorry. Have I ever announced that we have a monthly build-up of reserves from purchase? I don't think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the governor will shortly leave us, but let me allow 3 more questions.
Somebody behind you.
Yes, Henry. And then we shall come to you, Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. The NRM caucus recently supported the creation of a cooperative bank.
Of?
Farmers Cooperative Bank. What message does this send to the performance of our commercial bank in terms of supporting the farming community?
What message?
What message does that encouragement to create a cooperative bank give you as the chief executive of the financial industry?
I'm certainly not going to be the one to create the cooperative bank.
Why would you?
I'm not the one to create it. I think the caucus must have been telling the government what to do. I am not the government. Did they say central bank should create?
Not the central bank, but this is a matter that affects the financial industry, and it has, in my view, implications on the performance of the sector.
Oh, you.
Does it signify weaknesses?
If there's anything in it for the farmers, I think it might well be that the agricultural bank might provide more credit to the farmers. Might. I don't think it will necessarily do. We had a bank before and didn't give the money to the farmers, the cooperative bank. You remember? The cooperative bank was for farmers. It died out of this earth by, I don't know which means.
Martin, does your question still stand before I... Okay, let's hear Martin first. You had your hand up first.
Governor, let's go back here. When you mentioned that, you mentioned some downside risk, and some of them was about the continuous weakness in the bank credit to the private sector. I wonder what should be done really to rejuvenate that trend which has stayed a little low.
As I have said before, we need further declines in the bank rates to the private sector. I think that the sentiments I'm having are that there will be a reduction in interest rates
Very soon,
by the commercial banks.
Let me ask a very close question to the exchange rate, because you mentioned something also about that, the anticipated kind of depreciation. Putting aside the noise about the donor aid cap, what could be other cause maybe?
Well, we have current account deficits, as you know, they persist. That's always a potential cause of depreciation.
Tadeo and then Samuel.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Tadeo from the CEO magazine.
Louder, please.
Tadeo from the CEO magazine. In relation to the agricultural bank, I would like to know how the agricultural facility has performed. Thank you.
Oh, I did come with data on agricultural fund.
Governor, we can provide it to Tadeo.
Okay.
Samuel?
Thanks. I have the new vision. I just have one question. From your statement, Mr. Governor, you say the magnitude and timing of possible declines in foreign aid are a source of uncertainty for the economy, balance of payments. I just wanted like a worst case scenario, maybe foresight from you, if the economy was to feel the full weight of aid cuts, if the donors were to write formally, which they haven't yet done, and cut aid, what would be the scale what would be the effect on your growth projections this year? I mean, what would you see?
I told you that the cut in aid that we are expecting to happen is not a cut in aid to Uganda as such. It's a cut in aid to the government. Otherwise, the private sector will receive the same dollars as was promised by those countries. So you are saying the worst scenario. The worst scenario is that money not coming at all. And I'm saying it is not large enough to cause any disastrous impact.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think That is the end of questions to the governor.
Something more.
Before I give Martin a second chance, is there anyone who Well, then Martin will have the last question.
Let's go to the regional payment system. You did mention that it went live on the 28th.
Can you retain that for the director payments and settlements? The governor has got to take leave of us. We need to give him that opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let me take the opportunity to introduce other officials of the Bank of Uganda so that you know how to direct your questions in case there are others. Okay, the Executive Director Supervision and the Executive Director Operations are leaving. So you have at the top of the table, on my left, the Director Research, Dr. Jacob Opolot, to whom you can direct further questions related to monetary policy. Joyce Kello is the Director Payments and Settlements Department. Right next to me is the Director Financial Markets, Mr. Stephen Mulema. On the opposite side of the table, you do have the Economic Advisor to the Governor, Dr. Martin Brownridge, and the U.S. Treasury Advisor, Mr. Carl Landgraf. So let me invite your questions, either way to Dr. Polot and to the Director Payment Systems. You're welcome.
Can I?
Sure.
Okay. Firstly, about the payment system. I think we had an East African system for this period. Okay. How successful has that East African system been so far? How has it helped? If you're looking at maybe volume of transactions, or is there any visible way, any visible change you have seen with that East African gross settlement system before you go into the commercial system? What projected improvement in trade, in the economy are you likely to see with this? And then my other question goes to the Director of Research. How have we been doing? Are the dollars beginning to flow in from South Sudan? We heard from the Commissioner, URA, Commissioner General, that some towns in South Sudan had begun to become trade-wise active again. And we're beginning to get back a bigger flow of dollars into the country from South Sudan. I don't know if you have any data on whether the situation there is improving, that you could feed us with. If you could just give me also import-export data for last month. Maybe I can just tie that in with the shilling and its recent movement. Thanks.
Thank you. I'll take the question on the regional payment, IPS, which was launched last year on the 25th of November. And of course, we've had the system operating for now about 3 months. Just like any new system, you expect the volumes to pick up with time. We see significant transactions and flows, especially between Uganda and Kenya, because in the region, Kenya is our major trading partner. I do not have the statistics, but I could provide after this. I did not come with the statistics. But we see a lot of flows and transactions between Kenya and Uganda.
Yeah, with respect to South Sudan, I think the initial projection was that exports from South Sudan, exports to South Sudan would amount to about $500 billion during this financial year. As of now, actually look at the data, because you know the conflict started around mid-December. So now of data up to end January, tentative data on exports. There are no indications that there will be adverse consequences. So as of now, the tentative data indicates that the status quo will remain.
Oh, so the 500 billion is for the financial year or like calendar
Million.
year? Beginning of
You say for this financial year?
this financial year.
More questions?
So there are no questions.
Okay, I think we are.
Yeah.
Are you still composing yourself, Martin? Let me have an indication on who might have questions for the director. Okay, I think we'll take the last comment from Martin, and then we shall bring this to a close. Thank you.
Just before I asked her, next time you ask her question. What is something from now I ask from the regional commission. How is it going to work? How is the system working, or how is it going to work? Starting on the 28th. And how many countries? Those countries that was mentioned are less than the committed countries. What's happening with the rest?
Of course, the system that went live with the first country being the first countries Mauritius and Rwanda went live in 2012, and the other countries that are live on REPS Malawi and Swaziland. So Uganda becomes the 5th country. Now this is a payment system that involves money being transferred through the central banks within the region. From the customer perspective, nothing changes. All you have to do is issue instructions to your bankers just in the same old way. But of course, within the banking system, instead of using correspondent banking arrangement, which would involve use of a chain of banks with a correspondent relationship, that chain is reduced to just the central banks within the region, thereby shortening the payment time to within a day. And of course, since there are fewer banks involved within the chain, it would also be much cheaper for the customers.
What is only the euro and the US dollar?
Yes, currently it is the euro and the US dollars only. And we expect that it would help the exporters and importers boost trade. Currently, the volumes of trade within the COMESA region from the 2012 statistics stands at US dollars about 17 billion, having grown, it's 19 billion, sorry, in 2012, having grown from 17 billion in 2010.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to bring this to a close. Let me encourage you to seek us out with questions that may occur to you after this conference. You can do that on email. You have our emails already. And in case you don't, pass via the communications department as you exit. Also reach us on info@bou.or.ug. Thank you very much. I wish you see you next week.
Your question, I have a choice. Oh, really? In Arusha? Oh, okay. Oh, I always forget to carry my card.
Remember when in Arusha we speak Swahili?
Of course, ninajua Swahili. Mimi sio kama watu wengine hapa. What else do you need? Okay. That's all.